Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tengku Muhammad Azamuddin bin Tengku Noor Azmi. My message number is 1231483. Today I will present about Sheikh Abdurrauf, al-Fansuri, al-Singkili. In 17th century, Aceh was a Islamic civilization in the Malay world. Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri, one of the great scholars at that time. Sheikh Abdurrauf travelling to Middle East to study in Mecca and Madinah for many years under renowned Islamic scholar. After he come back to Aceh, he was appointed to be a Qadi al-Adil, which is the highest authority in Sultanate. Through this role, he became the central figure in shaping the religious and intellectual development among people in Aceh. One of their contribution is Tarjuman al-Mustafid. Sheikh Abdurrauf was not only a scholar, but he was contribute in spread of Islam.
Next is background Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri al-Singkili. Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri al-Singkili was a famous Islamic scholar from Aceh, Indonesia. He was born in Singkil and is also known as Syiah Kuala. He studied Islam in Aceh before travelling to Mecca and Medina to continue his education. He spent many years learning from well-known scholars in the Middle East. After returning to Aceh, he became the Mufti of the Aceh Sultan. He taught Islam, guided the community, and helped spread Islamic knowledge throughout Southeast Asia. Sheikh Abdurrauf also wrote many books. His most famous work is Tarjuman al-Mustafid, one of the earliest many interpretations of the Quran. He passed away in 1693, but his contributions to Islamic education and scholarship are still remembered today. That's all.
The role of Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri is play a major role in development Islam in Aceh and Malay. As a religious reformer, he corrected the misunderstanding in Islamic teaching, especially in Sufism, by promoting a balance between Sharia and spiritual practice. As a scholar, he spread Islamic knowledge across the Malay archipelago, influencing many communities beyond Aceh. As an author, he wrote important works, including Tarjuman Mustafid, one of the earliest tafsir Quran in Malay language, making Islamic knowledge more accessible. Through the contribution, he remains the key figure in the Islamic intellectual history in the region.
Another important role of Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri was serving as the Grand Mufti of the Aceh Sultanate. As the highest religious authority, he gave official rulings yakni fatwa on what was allowed or not allowed in Islam. These rulings helped in ensuring that Islamic teachings were properly implemented in society. Because he was the top scholar, his opinions were trusted and became the standard practice for Islam in Aceh. Other than that, he also acted as a bridge between Middle Eastern and Nusantara Islamic scholarship. After studying for many years in Mecca and Madinah, he brought valuable Islamic knowledge back to Southeast Asia. He introduced teachings from prominent scholars of the Middle East and adapted them to the local context. This helped spread authentic Islamic knowledge and strengthen da'wah activities throughout the region.
As we know, Sheikh Abdurrauf was a pioneer in making Islamic knowledge accessible to the local population by writing in Malay, Jawi script, rather than exclusively in Arabic. First contribution of Sheikh Abdurrauf is literature and translation. There are two of his famous works. First is Tarjuman al-Mustafid. This book is the first 30 juzuk Al-Quran commentary book written entirely in Malay Jawi. It has been the main reference for Southeast Asian Muslim for centuries. The second famous book is Mira al-Tulab, which was written at the request of Sultana Safiatuddin of Aceh. This work focused on Islamic jurisprudence, which is fake. The second contribution is resolving the cases of theological wujudiyah. When al-Singkili returned to Aceh after spending almost 2 decades studying in Mecca and Medina, before this, the conflict was so great that there were both burning activities and punishing followers of the teaching. When he returned from Mecca, he took a more harmonious and peaceful approach. He resolved the Sufi understanding without having to punish fights.
Next, beyond his contributions to literature and theology, Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri also made a lasting impact on the development of Islamic education in Southeast Asia. After spending many years studying in Mecca and Medina, he returned to Aceh and dedicated himself to teaching and guiding students. Through his efforts, a new generation of scholars emerged and continued spreading Islamic knowledge throughout the Nusantara region. He also played a major role in expanding the Shatriah Sufi order in Southeast Asia. By promoting a balanced approach between spiritual development and religious learning, he helped strengthen the understanding and practice of Islam among the local communities. Through his students and teachings, the influence of Shatriah order spread to various regions, including Aceh, Minangkabau, and Patani. As a result, Sheikh Abdurrauf's contribution continued to shape Islamic scholarship and da'wah long after his lifetime.
Next, impact on the development of Islamic education and knowledge. Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Singkili had a significant impact on the development of Islamic education in Aceh. With his teachings and books, he educated many students who later became scholars and Islamic teachers in the Malay archipelago. His words helped share Islamic knowledge in a language that was easier for the local community to understand, making Islamic teachings more accessible to society. Consequently, Aceh became a well-known center of Islamic learning in his time and welcomed many students from many places.
Okay, now we're gonna continue the influence of Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Singkili, extended beyond Aceh and reached his wider Malay world. His famous work, Tarjuman al-Mustafid, continued to serve as an important reference in Islamic studies. His ideas in Islamic jurisprudence and Sufism also shaped the intellectual tradition of Islam in the region. Therefore, his legacy remains influential today through Islamic schools, religious institutions, and the continued study of his works.
In conclusion, Sheikh Abdurrauf al-Fansuri al-Singkili was one of the most important Islamic scholars in Malay world. He dedicated his life to seeking knowledge, teaching Islam, and guiding the Muslim community. Therefore, Sheikh Abdurrauf is remembered as a respected scholar whose legacy continues to inspire Muslims today. That's all from us.